am not a dynamic speaker. As a speaker, but a lot of people here are my people. There's a lot of school corporation people and some 100 black men people. Like, there's a lot of people in here. So, my intro. I'm going to thank all of my other speakers, Regina, Marla, Kathy, and Jeff. All right. So, why is this topic important to our community? Indiana as a whole has a little over 700,000 kids from 8 to 15. And I like to consider myself a middle school guy. Oh yeah, I forgot to shout out my son. Sorry. So I like to consider myself a middle school guy. Middle school, nobody ever wants to work with middle school kids because they're challenging. Developmentally, they're in a challenging part, like one of the most challenging parts of our lives. But I love them. So 700,000 kids, 8 to 15. Close to 100,000 of those kids could have undiagnosed or untreated mental illness. So how is that affecting them? How hard do you think it is to stay seated if you have an undiagnosed mental health illness? It's almost impossible, right? I didn't want to beat up any corporation with, me being a school corporation guy. So we're going to go St. Joe County. In SB, CSC, there are a total of 1,700 kids, approximately. MPS, it's about 5,400. Of those kids, there's about 6,300 black kids and 540, respectively. 5,000 whites, 3,800. Mexican Latino, 4,500. Multiracial, 1,700 to 500. So that's a little over 22,000. So 31% of the white kids receive mental health services as opposed to 13% of non-white kids. 88% of the Latino kids have unmet mental health needs. I had a coworker when I worked at Harrison. Her and her sister, they're both professionals. Her mom was a professional. They never saw a doctor until they became adults and had children of their own. It's kind of shocking, right? So the racial disparity in mental health treatment. 51% of the health providers believe that their clients don't follow the treatment recommendations because barriers to speaking English or just different cultural things. That's 51% of us. Even more alarming is 56% of mental health workers report not being truly culturally competent. So how in the world are they going to address all of these issues when they don't understand? Which is crazy because in the therapy and also the social work curriculum, it's taught. So I have no idea if it's just not continuing education or what's going on. So how can they deal with issues they don't understand? I don't know. We have to do something about it, guys.
Yes.
The mental health in the juvenile justice center. 65% of the students in juvenile justice centers have mental health issues, but only 25% of the centers have adequate mental health services. So there's a lot of kids that have extra challenges that are not receiving the help that they need. So what does that say about the importance of mental health? And so it's not just the school corporations, it's not just the mental health, it's not just the juvenile justice. The whole system needs to be overhauled. Okay, this must be one of those things that you hit it and more things happen. So this was actually prepared by Jessica Gonzalez.
Yes.
Wonderful. I believe she just brought a new baby in the world.
Yes.
So congratulations, Jessica.
Yeah.
So this slide touches my soul because this is everything that I do. So I have 7 kids, and I put 5 of them through public schools. It's okay. So zero tolerance, it sounds wonderful. It sounds proper and it sounds just. But unfortunately, it results to 3 times as many children of color getting suspended in comparison to their white counterparts. We're doing these kids an injustice. Most recently, I was a behavioral interventionist with the school corporation, and I sat in the meetings, and we put kids out. They go to approve, and I sat and I looked at my coworkers. I'm like, so we're putting them out. They're leaving for 40 days. We had a conversation. They're leaving for 40 days. And what are we doing to make sure that they're going to come back better? And the answer is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So students that are suspended regularly are 3 times more likely to get into trouble on the streets. Them getting in trouble on the streets is going to lead them to getting locked up. We have to break the cycle, guys. Thank you.